Howdy y'all. Hey, that dreaded call has come from the rent house that says the washing machine has quit. It's full of water and clothes, and I pull it out. I get a little humming sound like the pump's trying to come on, but it just can't pump the water out. So that's telling me that the pump is jammed up. Take these clothes out of here now and just get them over here and put them in a bucket. Now to get the water out of here, I'm going to take this, just a regular garden hose, and then start coiling it real slowly. I'm going to just push the water get out of the hose and then just reach it over the side and either go to a bucket or go outside with it. In this case, I'm going to just go right here to this bucket. Go ahead and unplug your unit and turn the water off before you disconnect the hoses. Disconnect our water lines. Now, remove the drain hose. Now on the back of the washer, there's a little screw that's kind of countersunk in here that holds this control panel on. So we're going to go ahead and take that off. It's got a little bit of a plastic sleeve up towards the top. So if you're worried about dropping the screw or losing it or something, just bring it out so it's not biting into the metal. And then give it a couple of turns and let that metal right there, or this plastic, kind of hold it in place. Now once you get these little screws popped out and these little plastic inserts popped in, then get you a little screwdriver and wiggle around, and then there's kind of a little lip right here that lips over, and just kind of wiggle and jiggle it till you get it to come free. Comes free, and then you can just kind of lift it up and roll it over and just let it rest on this back side real gently. Alright, now next we're going to get these clips out and get this little door sensor taken loose. Now this little electronic mechanism here can tell when the door is up and when it's down. And when the door's up, it will stop the spin cycle so you don't get your arm down in there and get it ripped off. So anytime you open the door, this little mechanism, just wiggle it back and forth. It may have just a little bit of a springy piece of plastic, and disconnect that. Now we're going to have to take this little clip out here, and this is kind of what marries the back wall of the washer to this front housing. And it's just kind of a springy thing. You just got to get the right angle on it. I'm going to put it's got kind of a J hook underneath it. Get your screwdriver in it, stretch it out. There it goes. Now just lift it up and slide this little L bracket down out of the back. Get you some pliers and just pinch down on these little spring clamps. Move them to the rear so they're not pinching down on the plastic of housing of the little pump impeller, and then just slide these off. And the one from the tank may have some additional water. I drained this one pretty good, but you can see they will still have a little water, so have a towel handy or a little bucket or something, and then slide the other one off. And then now it's got these two little spring clamps, so we'll just pop those off, and it should just kind of slide back away from that shaft and come right off of one of these little clamps falls off. It's kind of got like a little T on it, and you just slide it in the slot that it came out of and then turn it 90 degrees. Now when you get the little impeller housing off, you want to notice that there's two flat sides where the shaft fits into it, two rounded sides, and so when you're putting this back on, you want to make sure you get that lined up. Ladies, if you have little tiny garments that you want to put in a washing machine, be sure and put them inside of a little ditty bag. Get some leverage on it. Oh yeah, I see it's trying to go through there. Yeah, it's disappearing out of that side, so that's a good sign. Roll it on out. Boy, it was in there tight. Now we're going to be sure and get the rounded part to line up with the shaft, and you may have to rotate the impeller just a little bit. Try and get it to line up with that shaft so it fits back on there. And then you get your clips back on. These are just some little spring-loaded things. There should be one on the top, one on the bottom. Let's get that other little one on there. Shimmy it back and forth a little. Okay, now I'm going to just stand there. It's like a little a little foot sticking up right there, and then a corresponding hollow spot up underneath here. We're going to take that little L piece, slide it up in there, and then just depress this back down into those little cutouts. And that's what holds it together. Now we're going to take our little plug that detects when the door is open or not and plug that back in. Alright, we'll get this other clip in here. We'll just tuck it under there and then use the end of my screwdriver to just smash it down. There we go. Now we'll tighten down this little screw that holds the control panel on. Now we'll reconnect our water line. Place the drain hose, water back on. Okay, before there wasn't any action we could get out of this other than, you know, it just kind of hum a little bit when we would turn it on, and that's because it was trying to run the pump motor. If you put it into a spin cycle, it would be trying to run that pump motor, and it couldn't because it was jammed up. But now we'll see if it'll suck that water out of there. That's good. I can hear it doing it now. If I open this door, it should shut that down. And it did, so